Today we're going to try to do two things. One, we're going to try to review some of the rectangular problems on the quiz. They seemed a little bit tricky, so we're going to spend another day on it. I'm going to make another video to kind of introduce this. And then we got one new kind of word problem that's going to pop up. That's called a consecutive integer problem. So we're going to try to get through those two things today. This should look like a familiar problem, but let's read through it and do it together. It says the length of a rectangle is 7 more than twice the width. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw my rectangle, because I'm going to use it to write in all the different things. And it says it's 7 more. Well, 7 more would say plus 7, then twice its width. Well, twice its width, I'd have to go and find its width. So let's read the rest. If the perimeter is 6 to 8, what are the dimensions of the rectangle? And as you notice when you read through this, we never were told what its width is. So the width is kind of this question mark. So if it's twice its width, since that's a question mark, we'll say it's 2w, because we don't know what that is. Then we'll fill in the other parts of the triangle, so this, or the rectangle. So this would be the same. And this, since it's this side is the width, and we don't know what the width is, so we'll call it w. So there is my rectangle. We got everything filled in. They said they want the perimeter. But when I'm thinking about this, how do I find the perimeter? Well, I find the perimeter by adding up all the sides. So if I was to add up 2w plus 7, w, 2w plus 7, and w, and we add that all up, I normally like to count my w's. So I have 2, 3, 5, and 6. So I have 6 w's. Then I like to count my whole numbers, so that's 7 plus 7, which is 14. And we know that this should equal 68. Well, at this point, we just want to go through and solve. So minus 14, 6w is equal to 54. Then we divide by 6. I would get that w is equal to 9. Now that would be its width. If we'd want to find its length, because it wanted both dimensions, we'd find its length by plugging it back in, and we'd get 18 plus 7, because 9 times 2 is 18, and that would be 25. Okay, let's do one more of these. Okay, so again on this problem we have a similar kind of start. The first thing I would do is I'm going to draw my shape, which is a rectangle again. When I draw this and I read through, this time it says the width of the rectangle is 4 less than 3 times its length. And then at the end it says what's its length, so we don't know what its length is, so that's our L. And then our bottom would be an L also. And then we're going to read this statement. So less means minus, so we'd have 3 times its length minus 4. And this side would be 3 times its length minus 4. Well, when you subtract these things, a couple people had some issues with this. Some people did 4 minus. And you don't want to do that because if you think about it, this is going to grow pretty fast. And even if it's 1, then your side length's only 1, and then it's going to keep like shrinking. So just when it's less, the less part will always come second. Okay? Let's do the same thing with our perimeter. So again, we got to add up all the sides. So I just count my L's, which would be 8, because 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yep, 8 lengths. And then minus 8 is equal to 50. We would add 8 to both sides. I would get 8L is equal to 58, and then we would divide by 8. Now this isn't going to be the nicest number, but we can use a calculator to figure it out, and we get 7.25. And that would be our answer. Okay. So for all of these rectangle problems, my recommendation is draw the rectangle out and then use that to add up all the sides.